Hey everyone, it's Chris from Smithy Finance. This is the Midday Market Report for February 28th, the last day of February. Thank goodness it has been a rough week and a rough month. If your account looks anything like mine, you've experienced some pain. The commodity stocks have been weak: oil, gold, copper, uranium, and then, of course, the Bitcoin. All the cryptos have been super weak. Cryptos or Bitcoin's hitting a 3-month low, and the smaller coins have been slaughtered. And on top of that, the high tech, the high growth stocks have been pounded as well, whether it's NVIDIA, uh, SMCI, Palantir. They've all been hit pretty hard. So if you're a risk seeking investor like I am, it has been a crappy week. But February is kind of famous. It's the weakest month of the year, I understand. Certainly makes sense. It's we're in the grips of winter. It's kind of a depressing period of time, and the market, as I say repeatedly, is all about psychology. So just for a little bit of context on this market, here's a tweet from yesterday, and somebody was just tweeting the percent off the 52-week high. So how much have these things dropped? The gold is down 3%. The S&P is down 5%. Apple's down 9%. Amazon 14%. Microsoft 16%. Google 19%. NVIDIA 22%. Bitcoin 24%. Palantir 33%. Coinbase 41%. Tesla 43%. Ethereum down 46%. That's your second biggest coin, 46%. MicroStrat or Strategy down 56%. Dogecoin 59%. Trump Media down 70%. Trump Coin 83%. Fartcoin 89%. Melania Coin 94%. So that's quite the collection. It has been rough. As I said last Friday, a week ago today, things were looking weak, and I went a little bit defensive, but nowhere near as much as I should have. And of course, in this weakness, I've been buying some stocks back. And up till now, that has really not been a great idea. But you have to realize that as stocks are coming down, the risk of buying them actually decreases because you're getting in at a lower point. Now, it may go lower momentarily for a week, a month, but you're buying, for example, my Ivanhoe, IVN, which is a copper producer in the Congo. I've talked about it lots of times. It's hitting a 52-week low today. It's about 13 and a half. I've been buying a lot. I've actually bought a lot today. I bought some yesterday, and yeah, it's 13.47. There's a big seller out there. As far as I can tell, there's no reason. The company actually put out a release this morning saying they don't know why it's down. Nothing is happening at the company. It's just business as usual. But we get into these crappy markets and momentum just continues. Margin calls. If you think a recession is coming, we've got these tariffs. So there's a lot of kind of ugliness in the air, so to speak. So all of my stuff is down. Sometimes the market is about maximizing your profit, and other times it is about survival and losing less, as I like to call it. And losing less is, I guess it's a little bit difficult to define, but basically what I'm doing is I'm selling stocks that are down 2% to buy stocks that are down 7%. And when the bounce comes, I'm making more. As things are going down, it just makes sense that everything being equal, the 2% stock down has more downside than the 7%. It's already getting washed out. So survival, you know that a bounce is coming, a serious bounce is coming, and we want to be positioned for it. And you may have to take some pain as you wait for this ultimate eventual bounce that will show up. But we could go lower. I mean, we could go 10% lower. Who knows? And that's where this business gets really tricky. I mean, I have talked to you about the chop. We try to take advantage of the chop. Buy when it's a little bit weak, sell into when it's being stronger. But this last month, man, there has not been much chop. It's mostly been down, and the increases from a local low have been very small. We have stocks down 30%, and they're only rallying 3%. And for a 30% down, it's got to go up about 50% to get back to where it started. So a 3% lift is nothing. And you can't, I'm not selling into that. And then suddenly, it's going on another down. And I just kind of keep adding, but I'm not subtracting much. I am subtracting a little here and there, but I've really lowered my sell points to try to take advantage of these momentary jumps. I mean, these jumps they might only last half an hour, and then you're back on the grind on the down. But this is the market, and this is the toughest market right now to trade. And all I can say to you is, it's nice to buy Bitcoin at 84 or 83 or 82. And, last night it got to 78,000 at one point. So it's come down a lot. And I know there's the naysayers out there calling for zero, but it's not going to zero. It's going to regroup. It's going to get its legs at some point, and we're going to have a wicked rally higher. And people will be chasing it again and talking about going to the moon. But right now, it's doom and gloom. I saw a greed and fear index yesterday on Bitcoin, yesterday after the market closed. And it's at the lowest point. I think it's lower than the FTX blow up, which was 2022. It's at a 90% fear, which is a very, very, very high fear indicator. So generally, when you get that much fear, the market's already sold and hit its bottom, or is very, very close, because everybody who's scared shitless has already sold the damn thing, and that's why we're so low. And they're terrified, and liquidations happen as well. So look, it's ugly. Like I said, it's about survival and losing less, and being confident that sooner or later there's going to be a bounce, and we want to be positioned for it, because the bounce is going to be awesome. I mean, there's going to be 25% lifts off the bottom all over the place, because things have been hit so hard. So keep your eye on that. Stay positive, keep the faith. Things are going to work out. They always do. I've been in the game 41 years. And, unless there's something really bad individually with the company you own, just hang in there. Like I said, you got to sell things sometimes, sell one thing to buy something else. Or you've got to sell down to your sleep point. If it's really driving you nuts, you've got to get a little smaller. But overall, I remain positive on my stocks and on the future. All right, that's it. I did tell you last week I was going to put a video out on the Sunday night, and I made the video, and I actually put it out for about a minute. But as I watched again, there's a few things in there I didn't like, so I'm going to remake it this weekend, and for sure it'll be out. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Talk to you in the next one.